The views, opinions, and statements expressed in the following program reflect the views of the program contributors and do not necessarily reflect views of CAB Broadcasting LLC and its management or its sponsors.
All your views matter.
Assalamualaikum, Sistakal, Namaskar to all the listeners. This is Attorney Shah Peerally for the Shah Peerally Law Show, and today we are February 21st, 2019, and there are many things to talk about, of course, in immigration, but I have Michael on the board with me. Thank you, Michael. Thank you for being here. I know last week we couldn't take any callers, but this week, hopefully, we will be able to take some callers. We'll open the lines early. 510-657-1170, 510-657-1170, and we are live, so I can answer your question. Today is February 21st again, and if you're hearing the show another time, that means it's a recorded show. So I'm going to talk, of course, about issues when it relates to immigration, but before I start, I wanted to congratulate the team today for getting an approval on a labor certification which was filed under EB2, but then ultimately we filed I-140 under EB3 and it got approved, so I'm very happy about that. And Michael, I hope you can hear me properly. And again, the number to the studio, 510-657-1170, 510-657-1170. And before I start, of course, the disclaimer, I think I didn't give it earlier, anything I'm telling you today is educational in nature. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. So again, now we are seeing a lot of things happening, of course, on the immigration side, and a few of the things is we are going to see the I-539 now as from March 1st. Is going to change. You will have to file what we call an I-539A attached to the case for each of your dependents, and including yourself. And there will be a fingerprint additional biometric fee, I think of $85. I have to double check on the fee, but be ready whenever you're filing now. The I-539 is getting a little bit more complicated. I-539 is a form you use to do change of address, etc., etc. So be ready for that, especially for people in H4 or people moving to F1. Just to let people know, if you're moving to F1, remember you have to maintain status at least 30 days prior to the commencement of the course. So I think we have one caller right now. Michael, let me take the caller. This is, are you alive on air? Hello.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Yeah, doing good, sir. Thank you. So my question is, can we file a green card labor from two different employers in parallel?
Your question is, can you file two labor certification, you mean, with two different employers, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, the answer is yes. In fact, a lot of people do that. The only issue, because when it comes to labor certification, to go back a little bit in the history, it is for future employment. So you can have company A, company B file it. Even the I-140 can be filed with both companies, but when it reaches the I-45 level, then you have to pick only one. But yes, okay, you can file it. That's how you see a lot of people having different I-140s with different companies. But there's a glitch there. I just wanted to let you know. A glitch or some kind of disadvantage. If you're looking for, let's say you're working with company A, and you file a labor with company A, that's perfect, because when you reach the I-140 level, it will be easier for them to prove what we call their ability to pay, because you're already working for them. But if you're filing with company B, which you're not working with, and when it reaches the I-140 level, they will need to show at least either they have a good net profit to show that they can meet the requirements for their ability to pay, or a net current asset. So this is where the difficulties become, because many times the small companies, their profit are not right as much to cover the I-140. So that's the only thing you have to be careful before you move forward with company B. But as long as they are a big company, or they're a company which doesn't have this issue, then no problem.
Okay, sir. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Good luck to you. So that's a very, very interesting question. I get it all the time. But I think we have one more caller, right, Michael? This is Shah Peerally, 11 here. Hello? Okay, no callers. So feel free to call the number to the studio, 510-657-1170. 510-657-1170. And I was mentioning earlier that, number one, we got this case with when we started it was the labor certification was started under EB2, but then when we reached the I-140 level, we realized that EB3 is a good approach, so we were able to get this approved. And this is something doable, by the way. If you are eligible, even you file the labor, all the paperwork, by the time you reach the I-140, you can file it in the EB3. And now let us talk a little bit about the issues now that we are going to have soon when it comes to the H1B. The H1B rules has changed accordingly to the register, but the application of it, the new H1Bs for the new quota, the 2020 quota, it has changed the rule. Basically now there will be a pre-selection for the lottery. There's still a lottery, but it's a pre-selection, then move to the second level. The problem is that USCIS has not given us instruction how to use it. So there are two things that can happen. They might give us something at the last minute, or they might actually give us they might allow us to do it the same way. That means you file the case and you wait. So we have to wait and see. I don't have the answer yet. I didn't check on their website today, so I don't know, but soon we will know. Let me take another caller, Michael. This is Shah Peerally, 11 here.
Hi, Shah. Thanks for taking my call. My name is Vinod.
Welcome.
I have an approved 140, and my H1B is valid till June 2019. I have stamped H1 till June 2019, and I'll be completing 6 years in June. So my employer had applied for extension of H1B based on approved 140, but it got an RFE because of some education evaluation. Okay, so they are responding to the RFE, but now I have plans to travel to India in early March. So when I'm in India, if they respond to the RFE, does it affect the approval process? And the second question is, since I already have a stamped H1 till June 2019, can I come back if the current one gets denied?
Okay, the answer is yes on the first one. That means basically yes, you can travel, but it's not recommended. I'll tell you why in a minute, but on the second part, can you use the same? Also, it's a little bit tricky, although yes also is the answer. The first part, the part that will become tricky, is the part that basically when you file that extension right now, you're basically telling USCIS you're inside the United States and you want to just file what we call a continuation of that I-94 or an additional I-94. And the rule says basically in order to do that, you have to be in status. Now the problem will become when you leave the country, that status gets broken. Although when you come back it should resume, USCIS can come back and say, oh, you left the country and you requested an extension of status, we'll just deny the case. Usually they won't deny it completely, they will deny only the part of the I-94. Then in order to get it back, you have to leave the country again and come back to get a new I-94. But it is not recommended to travel while the extension is pending. where's your extension file? Is it Nebraska?
Yes.
Okay, so why did you not do premium? Oh, because of the RFE. You did premium, but you have an RFE, right?
Yeah, that's right.
The best solution I would recommend, answer the RFE, get an approval, then travel. Because with all the issues that we are seeing right now, I will not recommend you traveling because there is a risk when you come back. Now, to answer your second part of the question, you should be able to come back, although I don't recommend people to try to come back if they don't have less than 6 months on their 797, which is your case. So
would that affect the H4 approval also? My wife has to travel due to some emergency.
Well, the H4 will depend on the H1. But yes, if the H1 doesn't go through, then the H4 will not go through. But for the H4, it's very different. She has a stamp of H4 on her passport?
Yes.
Okay. So technically, the H4 is attached to you. So if the H1 is approved, she will get approval. If you're coming back on the same H1 and they allow you in, they will allow her also in till June. But it is a little bit complicated. I know you have an emergency. So the other option is to go to India, wait for the approval, then you come back. Like that, you don't have to get a new stamp if it is before June. You can just come back on that, and then they will give you a longer time. But my recommendation is not to travel. But if you have to travel in an emergency, you should be able to do that, but just be careful. Okay?
Yeah, right now I'm planning to actually go and then apply for Dropbox there, if it gets approved, and then come back on the latest approved visa, latest stamped visa.
No, you don't need a new stamping. They will probably not give you a new stamping until June. But what is important is the 797, not the stamping. Okay? So if you get that 797 approved, when you come back, they will give you a new I-94, which will be longer. Okay?
Okay. So I don't need to get a new stamp, is it? I mean, because
coming before June, because the stamp allows you to come to the airport. So even if it is valid for 1 day, it's good enough. But the 797 is very important because that's what's going to determine your timing on your status when you come at the airport. Okay?
Okay. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Good luck to you. I hope I didn't confuse you. It's a little bit confusing. Okay.
Yeah,
let me take another caller. Mike. This is Shah Peerally, you're live on air. This is Shah, you're live on air. Hello?
Yeah, hi. This is Priyanka. I have a question right now. I was previously on the H1B, and because of some movement, I left my job, and currently I'm on the L2. The time I was in the H1, I got I-140 approved, and currently I'm on the L2, and my husband's visa is going to be expired soon, so we are traveling back to India. Now, my question is, even if I'm in India, do I because it's already in the process, I got I-140 approved, and it is already in the green card process. So even I'm in India, when my the current date is like the date is my current, do I get my green card, or it's going to be stopped?
Okay, that's a good question.
Do you get my question?
Yeah, I did kind of get it, but I'll tell you about something else also after I explain. Yes, you can still go ahead and continue on what you call your green card. However, the company has to be willing to do that. So as long as the company continues the petition, they don't say, oh, we don't want her to work with us anymore. When the dates become current, you have two options. You can either, if you can come to the United States, then you file an adjustment of status, or you can request the case to be processed through the consulate in India, and then you will come straight on your green card. So that answers basically that part of the question. Now, the issue is, are you going to India because your husband's case is finishing, or you just want to go to India? Because if that's
no, his visa is going to actually, he's on a L1A, his 7-year tenure is going to be complete, and I tried to get, after moving my previous company, where I was on a H1B, I applied some other companies too, but somehow from the USCIS I got a rejection, so I moved on a L2.
No, but when did you get your H1? When did you
in 2014.
2014, so we still fine. And you have an I-140 approved. You know you can revive that H1, right? If you get another company, you can revive it because you have an I-140 approved.
Yeah, but things are these companies are not willingly to transfer your status. Or even then, I tried it some other companies, but from the USIS it get rejected. My transferring for H1B. So now I have no option.
Because it got rejected doesn't mean it will keep getting rejected. So it depends how it is prepared too. Give me a call at the office if you want before you leave. Maybe I can guide you some other options for you instead of just letting you like that.
Yeah, that really helps.
And then we can talk privately. 510-742-5887 because on the radios we don't have that much time. I have other people waiting.
Correct.
So because you have options there, I can see it, but I just need to analyze it and get the details. Okay. Give us a call, and then we'll see what we can do. Okay. 510-742-5887. Good luck. Let me take another caller. This is Shah. You're live in here. Hello.
Shah.
Hi, Raj. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, my friend. I'm doing well. What can I do?
Okay. So thanks for your service. And then I recollect my conversation with you a year ago. I was asking, EB3 is going good. I'm in EB2. So downgrading was an option that time. I asked you this question a year ago, and then you said you don't have cases that time. Do you have anything to explain me? Is it successful? I was kind of partly hearing your initial, statements in this call today, but I missed it. That's the reason I'm calling you.
Okay.
I'm having EB2 140 approved.
Okay, I got it. I knew this question was going to come, but good you're asking it. Okay, personally, I have what we have done in this case. It's not like your case. Your case, the I-140 is already approved. The other case, what we did, when we reached the I-140 level, instead of filing it as an EB2, we filed it as an EB3. Now there is an option to shift that to EB3. The problem is that I have never tried it. There need to be some kind of amendment, and you have to wait for an approval. Then you can move to EB3. It is possible, but this one I still have not tried because most people don't want to take the risk. But it is worth it to give it a shot now. What is your priority date right now?
November 2010.
2010. And I think they're processing 2009, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so right, 2009 is stuck forever. So I don't know when it got.
No, but
and EB3 seems to be it's showing some light in that tunnel. So.
Yeah, EB3 definitely in the next 6 years, 5 to 6 years, EB3 is going to overtake EB2. What has happened in the past, like in the 2010, 2011, everybody started shifting to EB2. So that's why you're seeing that now. Usually it's a kind of a cycle of 6 years. So
exactly. So that this is our way to go to downgrade because they all upgraded. So we are going to downgrade.
Yeah, now people downgrade. But then it is possible. Like I said, I have never done it, but it's worth it to give it a shot because even if it doesn't go through, as long as it's done properly, you should be able to keep at least the EB2. So yeah, it is worth it to give it a shot. But ultimately.
But you are not sure you didn't encounter any cases in the recent past.
No, I have heard people doing it, but I have not done it, so I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. It's all like forum reading only, so people are saying that it is very much possible. So
yeah, it is, and I've spoken to other lawyers too, and they told me they were able to. Well, I don't know how much I can trust them, but. answer, kind of, but at the same time, yeah, it's doable. Okay, good luck to you, Raj. So, Michael, I don't know if I have more callers. This is Shah Peerally, you're live on air. Hello? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for calling. We had different variety of calls today, different issues, and I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the fact that we've been doing that show now almost 10 years, and it's going on 10 years this year, by the way. And it's we have been really kind of we really appreciate all your support. There are many things that has happened over the years, including seeing all the issues with Tri-Valley University. We had all the schools shutting down, where we were able to use the show as a tool, kind of, or as a help, actually, to assist the students, and ultimately many of them were able to be safe. I still remember some people calling me. They say, we heard you on the radio, we were sitting all the way in on the East Coast, and then thanks to your quick guidance, we were able not to get into more trouble and things like that. So I really I'm grateful that we are really kind of able to maintain the show, and I wanted to thank you all for listening and being faithful listeners. So let me take another caller, Michael. This is Hello.
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 Hey, Shah. My name is Vandan. I'm just calling in to ask, is there any update for the H4 EAD rule making?
No, there's no update. Now at this point we are thinking no news means good news. It seems they are very busy with other stuff, and we have not seen anything happening on the front of taking the H4 EAD. So our hope is that we can keep holding on until the next election. So no, I have not seen anything. If you guys saw something, please let me know. Only thing I know on H4 has changed now. The forms have become a little bit more complicated, but apart from that, they have not taken it away, thanks God. And
okay. Thank you.
The next maybe 6 months. So maybe we will know something. We don't know anything. Just keep it this way. Okay. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally, 11 a.m.
Oh, hi. Good morning.
Hi.
Hey, I was just wondering if you know what came out of the negotiations when these people sat down for give some money for the border wall, and there was some DACA and DACA protest was going on in Washington. So what came out from those negotiations? There's 6 or 7 bills was negotiated. Anything about the legal immigration thing?
No, that was something that they were saying that he will trade the wall basically for DACA or something like that. But right now, Trump is declaring a national emergency. So I don't know. I didn't really follow up on the DACA part. I knew he was.
But he signed those mutually agreed bill, and later on he declared the emergency. But he has already signed those bills.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't really dissect that bill. You're right. Maybe under my next show I'll look into it, but I have not gotten anything which is kind of pertinent to usually people who call us. But yeah, let me try to find out, and then maybe next week I'll talk about it. But at this point, I got so busy with other stuff, I didn't really pay attention where he was going. Everybody was focused on the national emergency. But yeah, maybe he gave something in return, but right now, I think it was just a trade-in for the shut-off. That's it. And nothing else. I don't think he gave anything in terms of DACA or anything. But so I have to double-check. I'll double-check and let you know next week, because I don't know the answer at this point. Okay?
All right. Okay. And one more quick question. Like, if this administration goes after this month, I think there was some news today about H4 that USCIS has finally put the rulemaking process in place and stuff, and there will be a lawsuit. So what's the probable outcome from the lawsuit? Is it going to keep on going, or it'll be a quick one?
Well, this is the thing with the lawsuit, right? The lawsuit is being done by Safe Job USA, so it was suing the government to ask the government that we want you to take away the H4 EAD, and since the government is not defending, that means they are basically agreeing with them. Mm-hmm. Now there is another group I think that got themselves involved in Immigration Voice, I think if I'm not mistaken, and they are basically standing now between the government and Safe Job USA, which is a good thing. So hopefully that will delay the entire case. But ultimately, I think they will eventually take it away. But by the time they take it away, I think there will be a lot of lawsuits. And if we get a nice judge, the judge might hold it for another couple of, maybe 1 year or so. So by that time, we might keep it for maybe another 1 year until the next election. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I didn't even know they reached that level. But that is the normal level now. There will be some kind of announcement. Let's see where it comes from, where they're going to come from with their arguments. But the Safe Job USA becomes an issue because if the judge rule against the H4, then we're having another problem. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit.
No, there was a small news today that they have filed. The USCIS has already filed the H4 removal next step into the register or whatever.
Yeah, well, the previous caller asked me that, and I didn't even know that.
No, I just scanned this morning news. It's there.
Okay. I'll double check on that. Maybe there will be a good topic to talk about.
Sure.
I was thinking no news, good news, but it seems like we have some news.
Now you have some news.
Yeah. At the same time, I think that so many things happening now. It's very hard to keep up. I try my best just to focus on the meetings. By the time I finish the work doing my consultation, only politics I read is the general ones, like everybody else, and I should be actually dedicating more time to this. But thank you for pointing it out, and I'll check on that DACA thing, what he's saying. But with him, you never know. He says one thing here today, the next day is something else, so it's confusing. So let's wait and see, and I'll find out if there's anything. I'll probably post it and then talk about it next week. Okay?
Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for bringing that point. Thank you. Okay, let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally, you're live in here. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. This is Shah, you're live in here.
Hello.
Hello. This is Shah. Can you hear me? Hello. I think Michael. We have to have the caller call again. I can hear him very well, but I don't think he's hearing me. So please feel free to call 510-657. 1170 510-657-1170. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about another topic, and then we'll go back to immigration, because this is something I'm getting a lot of calls now recently about debt settlement, because a lot of people are going back, or they're not feeling comfortable staying here, or for whatever reason, or they're having some difficulties if they can basically take care of their credit cards without having to file bankruptcy, or they're leaving the country, etc. Yes, we can negotiate those credit cards. This is a different department, and we can help you. Just check yourdebtsettlementattorney.com, yourdebtsettlementattorney.com. Michael Rishu, give me 1 minute, and then I'll talk to you. So I'm just saying, if you need help, 510-742-5887. Let me take another caller, Michael. This is Shah Peerally, live in air. Hello.
Hi, Shah.
Hello. Hi, Rishu. How are you?
Yeah, doing good. I had a question on the EAD and AP extension. So, the situation is that my wife and I, we applied under EB1C category. So my wife's employer, we filed through EB1C. So we've gone through all the steps, including I-140, and we also had the interview for the green card. But we're currently waiting on priority date becoming current. So the initial EAD AP card that they issued was only valid for 1 year. So if the priority date doesn't become current and the EAD/AP card expires, is there a risk there? Would you recommend going for extension of the combo card, etc.? Both, my wife and I, we have valid H1Bs until 2021. So in terms of work status, we are not really reliant on the AP card or the EAD card. But would USCIS look at the validity of the EAD card whenever they pick up the case? And if it is not valid, then would that adversely impact the issuing of the green card?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. Number one, it should not impact the green card. Now, having said that, because of all the complications going on right now, you don't want to create a situation where there's any kind of confusion with the USCIS by not renewing it. I will highly recommend just spend the money, renew it. Even if it is pending and the dates become current, it's not a problem. Because you never know, there might be any issue. Like, for example, let's say for some issues your company terminates you or something like that, then the EAD and the AP can still be used, and you can just AC-21 the whole case to another company. And then if you don't have the AP and the EAD, you won't be able to work. So I highly recommend that you don't let go of it, although it's not necessary, like you said, but it is highly recommended to do it. Okay?
Okay. And another question on the side note is is there an option of switching jobs using the EAD card even for the primary applicant at this point? Or would you recommend to wait until you get the green card and then switch? Because there's an addendum J that was also filed along with the application.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, there is an option that's called the AC-21 rule. However, because it's an EB1C, I don't recommend moving right away. I would recommend getting your green card first. Because when you move an EB1C, since it's based on an intra-transfer kind of situation, it can create confusion at the USCIS level. So right now, things which are even legal, it's not even recommended because of all the negative things we are hearing coming from the USCIS. So as such, you might create confusion, and you end up by kind of getting a denial in a case which you should get an approval. Having said that, if you want to move, it is doable. All you have to do is an AC-21 supplement J with the other company, as long as you meet the two requirements. Number one, 180 days has passed since the I-140 was approved, since the I-45 was filed, and number two, you're moving to a same or similar position. So if you meet those requirements, you can move. Otherwise, I would recommend kind of stay focused on getting the green card, then you move.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Good luck to you. Let me take another caller. This is Shah Peerally.
Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Hey, Shah. Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome.
First of all, I really appreciate the vital information which you provide.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Secondly, I have a question. So my wife, she was on H1 visa earlier, and she was working, and she has her own I-140 approved as well. Due to some circumstances, she had to go out of the country, and she lost her job. And when she entered, she was on H4. We applied her H4 EAD, and now she is working on H4 EAD with a valid H4 visa stamp. We are planning to travel to India in a couple of months, and on the same hand, her new employer, current employer, is asking for a H1 transfer as well. Do you think it's a good idea to go on with current H4 visa, and once she comes back, and then we can start the H1 transfer process? I mean, is it first of all, it's legal, and if it's legal, is it doable or not? Do you suggest to do that?
Yeah, it is legal and doable. Now, if you want to revive the H1B, you can file it even now, and then do it as a consular processing like that. By the time you're in India, in your vacation or your time off, you can wait for the approval and then come back. Now, the other option too is available. You can come back on H4, then revive the H1 and move the status from H4 to H1. It will be probably faster for you to come back on H4 and then file it. But both options are open and both are legal, so it's up to you which one you want to pick.
So, if I understand it right, you're suggesting like go on H4, come back on H4, and then start the H1 transfer process.
Yeah, it might be the easiest way, because if you do the H1 now, unless you are eligible for, you won't be eligible for premium, then it will take like 6 months to get an approval.
Okay.
So better come back on H4, continue, and then you shift back to H4. Okay?
Okay.
I think we have. Okay. Yeah. Good luck to you. If you need help, just give me a call. 510-742-5887. Before I take the next caller, Michael, I wanted just to bring to your attention, I got 2 callers today asking about the H4, so I wanted to give them the update. The second caller kind of brought to my attention that yesterday there was a kind of the second step pretty much for the removal of the H4 has passed. Now they have the draft, so now the next thing is going to be the public opinion, 30 days publication. So what we're expecting is that probably we're going to see some move in the next couple of months. So be ready for that. And I didn't even see that until the caller brought it up. Thank you so much for bringing it up. So we will keep you updated. Just sign up to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/H4 EAD. slash Shah Peerally Law. I'm sorry, not H4. /Shah Peerally Law, and we will update you what's going to happen under H4. So the next step probably is going to be public comment for 30 days, and from there we will know what's going on. So let me take another caller. I think it will be the last caller. Mike, I won't be able to take more. This is Shah Peerally, you're live on here.
Yeah, hi, to answer your the previous caller's question on the DACA, so there was nothing about DACA in that bill, and so that's because the administration was trying to get to a deal with the Democrats where they get some benefits for the DACA recipients in exchange for some border wall funding. And the Democrats refused and said that no, we don't want to give anything on the border wall. So that deal fell apart. And the Democrats are taking out a position that a border wall is immoral, which I don't understand, because every country has a border fence, and it's important to keep the illegal immigrants and drugs and crime out of the country. So I would say the Democrats should negotiate in good faith and get to a deal where they give some benefits to the DACA recipients who are brought to this country as kids in exchange for some border wall funding. So that's what the situation is there.
Yeah, that's your view, right? Of course, I know you're a Republican, but that's a lot of lies coming from the Trump administration. We know that. But that's good you brought it up. The DACA part, I didn't know about it. I don't really follow on DACA because most people in our community don't use it. So, but that's good. Well, that means DACA is not coming up. So let me kind of wrap up now, Michael. We are going to talk a little bit about the H4 now, because the callers brought it up, and I didn't get the update until the second caller kind of explained that. So what we are looking at now is we are going to see things unfolding, maybe unfortunately for the wrong side. So that means if this goes up, proposed rule, now we're going to have, the way the OMB works is going to have public comments, which means 30 days, give it another 30 days for them. So probably in the next couple of months, we're going to see some movement on the H4 EAD, which means basically we are going to see probably the H4 EAD being taken away, unless, of course, there will be a bunch of lawsuits, and a lot of companies I know and a lot of people are ready to file the lawsuits. So now the whole question is, what do we do next? Well, it is important if you can move to another visa like H1, etc. it is important that we get it done, and we actually make sure that you have some other options. For example, if you had an old H1 and we can move you to H1, please do so. And if you're getting an option right now to file for H1, please do so also. So I really kind of hope we will be able to keep H4. Like I said, H4 is almost like a baby. I've worked on that since 2011 with a group of people to actually help them make it happen, and it did happen. And I was very, very proud of that. I'm still proud of it, so hopefully we'll be able to keep it. So let's see how things are going to go. And Michael, I don't know how much time is left. I think Amit is going to be online. So Amit, give me 2 more minutes, and then I'll let you continue. So
thank you.
Thank you. So wanted to wrap up today. We got this news last minute. Basically, we are seeing some movement on the H4. I will try to analyze that. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is where I'm putting the updates. I will also put it on our website, attorneyonair.com. But before I go, of course, if you need help also for anything immigration, and right now it's H1B season, 510-742-5887. And of course, for debt settlement, if you need to get rid of your debts, feel free to check the website, yourdebtsettlementattorney.com, yourdebtsettlementattorney.com, or call the office 510-742-5887. And anything I told you today is my opinion. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. Thank you, Michael. And Amit, I'll let you finish. I think you have another 10 minutes to go, so I'll let you finish.
Sure, thank you, sir.